We've had a lot of discussion about Black Adam lately, and I think people are bringing up some interesting points that I want to go over. I just want to refresh your memory on what the Rotten Tomatoes for this is. If you go and you look at the critic score, it is sitting at 39%. Sometimes it jumps to 40%, but it's kind of stayed around 39%, 40% for the past couple of days. 39% it looks like where it's going to sit. Audiences, though, give a much different take on the movie. 90% audience score, which is pretty good. Now, I don't know if this movie is necessarily a 90%. Personally, I think an 80% audience score would be more justified, but who am I to question the will of the people? I did see this movie. I've given my thoughts on it. I think it's an okay movie. It's a fun popcorn movie. Has a lot of problems, but it's serviceable enough, and I think it's going in a much better direction for DC. I think it should get better from here, especially with the end credit scene. I think the next movie, if the pitch they give you in the end credit scene is where they're going to go with the sequel, I'm pretty excited for that one. Now, one thing I like about this movie, and you can say what you want to say about The Rock and his political leanings, the one thing that I do like about the man is that he's out there all the time now talking about the fans. We wanted to do this for the fans. We wanted to make the fans happy. We're here for the fans, the fans, the fans, the fans. That's pretty much all he's talked about when it comes to Black Adam, is making the fans happy. And I got to tell you, I appreciate that. After years of being attacked, it's nice to see someone out there being thankful. And he posted this on Twitter. The phenomenal 90% audience score for Black Adam is so gratifying for so many reasons. 15 years. Thank you all so much for all of the love and support. In the end, the only thing that matters to me is sending the people home happy, and that's what we'll always fight for. Basically, giving the critics a finger and saying thank you, regular person, for not listening to all of these bozos. Now, how did this work out for Black Adam? Black Adam, well, did very well in the box office, actually. Black Adam rocks with 140 million global bow, which I think is pretty good. Here's the Sunday update. I think that it might be higher than this, but it did pretty good internationally to add to the domestic, which pushed it up. So this movie did pretty well. Pretty well. A Sunday update, refresh for the latest, and I did. Warner Brothers' New Line DC's Black Adam has launched to a 73 million weekend from 76 international box office markets. Along with domestic's 67 million, the global bow is 140 million. The offshore debut is at the high end of the range we saw coming into the weekend, while worldwide it is slightly ahead. Dwayne Johnson star was number one in its vast majority of overseas openings and the top U.S. title in each of them. In like for likes and using today's exchange rates, the start is tracking 27% ahead of Shazam. And the reason they compare it to Shazam is these characters are connected. I would think that's why they're comparing it to Shazam. While critics have been down on Black Adam, working in its favor somewhat, surprisingly for an edgy flick, it's the family audience. For example, Australia saw a 90% jump from Friday to Saturday. Korea was up 98%, and France plus 67%, and so on and so on. So it's doing good. While some other movies, I don't know if Bros in here. Bros is dead. I think it's out of most theaters at this point. A movie, by the way, which critics loved. Loved it. So this is pretty good for Black Adam. Now, what I want to talk about next is hypocrisy from critics and the media. So why is it okay for critics to post stuff like this. Review The Rock fails in Black Adam, possibly the worst movie ever. Okay, when critics do this, but if I criticize She-Hulk or Rings of Power or Bros, I'm some kind of an istophobe. But they're allowed to literally review bomb a movie. I guess it's legit because they're doing it. But if everybody else gives it a bad score, if the audience is all united and hated it, they wouldn't say a damn word about it. I'm surprised they're not saying they're positively review upping it or something. Or negatively review upping it. They haven't said anything. But it's okay if critics all hate a movie and call it the worst movie ever made, which it isn't. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? By the way, these are the same critics that gave She-Hulk in 85, Bros in 88, Rings of Power in 85, Thor Love and Thunder is 64. This movie, in my opinion, is worse. Or not, yeah, Thor Love and Thunder is much worse than anything Black Adam puts out there. Black Adam has problems. Thor Love and Thunder is a cringe as hell movie. Notice that they made sure that this movie didn't become rotten, by the way. It's just funny to me that if me or Roddick, any other channel, decided to give something a bad review, we're some kind of istophobe, but nothing like that is said for the critics. Why are the critics so mad that a man of color is leading the box office right now? I posted this on Twitter. A lot of people didn't get that I was being sarcastic and pointing out that if we were giving something like a bad review or talking about it in a negative light, they would be calling us that. They're doing the same shit right here. The worst movie ever? I really don't think so. Anyway, that's my thoughts. I'd like to know what you guys have to say about all of this. Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.